Gone Gods. I'm your friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower, Jeffrey Daugherty. Welcome to the Gospel Truth channel. And I want to talk to you tonight about a subject that literally has my mind reeling. Gone Gods here on the Christian Whistleblower program, the Gospel Truth program, the Jeffrey Daugherty YouTube. And here we are. Gone Gods. Hello, Warrior Princess. Nice to see you here. What a concept. Gone Gods. How could we even wrap our mind around this? If you were part of the Not Your Normal Sunday show that we had this morning at 9 a.m. with my good friend Wayne Steiger, then you heard us broach this topic. You heard us broach this subject. Davey, Deborah, Jen, Warrior Princess, room filling up quickly. Nice to see all of you. And this question about gone gods came up. And as I study it, as I look at it, as I think about it, it just seems to make more and more sense. And it seems to be not only a great observation, but it seems to be perhaps the best observation, and maybe even the only observation that truly fits. And I'll be glad when my new chair gets here. I hate having to sit myself up all the time, so I got a nice new chair. Philosophical Theist, hello there. We're talking about possibly having the Philosophical Theist come on the show. I became interested in the website or the website, YouTube. I'm not sure which I saw, but sounds like there's some correlations, and we could do some good helping each other out and help spreading, help spread some message here. I got a weak cushion. It's just, I've been sitting on it so long, it's not meant to be, I don't think, a sit on it for 8 hours every day kind of show. But gone gods, what are you talking about, Jeff? Well, I'm talking about this. In the beginning, let's talk about this. And this is going to be chapter 1 of at least 2. But let's look at Genesis chapter 1. Let's talk about Genesis chapter 1. Let's think about Genesis chapter 1. And here we are, BibleHub.com. I don't get paid to promote it. It just works really well. I wish I did get paid to promote it. I probably should, but if I contacted them and tried to get paid for promoting it, then I would be probably banned from the site, because if they saw what I was doing with it, they'd probably have a conniption fit. Rocky Stucci in the house. Yes, the Rocky Stucci, great radio talk show host himself. Nice to see you, brother. I did get a new mic. I enjoy it very much. Got it on a good deal, and I think it's really helping me a great deal. So in the beginning, we're used to this idea that in the beginning, the gods created the heavens and the earth. And we know that it says in the beginning God, but for those of you that are new, here's what I do. This is why I'm your friendly neighborhood Christian whistleblower, because in the beginning God, look at the word, folks. The word is Elohim. And what does Elohim mean? Elohim means gods, goddesses, judges, mighty ones, plural in number, rulers, judges, divine representatives. So correctly stated, in the beginning, the gods created the heavens and the earth. The gods created the heavens and the earth. So they created this place in which we now find ourselves resident. And of course, the question is, whoops, we didn't want to do that. Of course, the question is, if the gods came and created this heaven and this earth, then from whence came the gods, ladies and gentlemen? If the gods came and created the heavens and the earth, from whence came the gods? But that's not what we're talking about here today. But they created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void. Now we know again that the earth became without form and void. How do we know that? Well, again, we just go back to Genesis 1:1. In the beginning, the gods created the heavens and the earth. And then we look at, and the earth was without form and void. What's the word there mean in was? It means it come. It fell out, it came to pass, it came to be. So the gods created the earth in perfect splendor and perfection. And then something happened and caused it to become without form and void. I guess I'll show you that real quickly so you can wrap your mind around that. I know we have a lot of new people coming in. Jeremiah chapter 4 tells us exactly what happened to cause the earth to become without form and void, and the darkness upon the face of the deep. It's very, very easy once you just look at it in the scriptures. And Jeremiah 4:23 says this very simply. It says, I beheld the earth, and lo, it was without form and void. Does that ring a bell? Remember, we just saw in Genesis 1, the earth was without form and void. And the heavens, they had no light. The mountains, lo, they trembled. The hills moved lightly. Well, Jeff, that just shows me that they created it that way. Oh, well, keep reading. I beheld, there was no man. I beheld, no man. All the birds were fled. The fruitful place became a wilderness. The cities were broken down. So not only, why would Jeremiah say, wow, I looked when the earth was without form and void and there was no man, if it was created that way without a man? It wouldn't be remarkable that there was no man. It wouldn't be remarkable that there was no birds of the heavens. It wouldn't be remarkable that the fruitful place had become a wilderness. And it wouldn't be remarkable that the cities thereof were broken down. I ask you, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, why do you have cities? You have cities because you have enough people to populate and gather into a city. So Jeremiah was very beside himself to see that the earth was without form and void, that it had no men, that it had no birds. He didn't know what to think. And just to put the dot on the I and the cross on the T, we go to the earth was not created in vain. I know it's in Jeremiah, and I just don't know exactly where it was right now. I believe it's Jeremiah 21 or Isaiah. It's Isaiah 45. Let's go to that and finish it up for you so you can see the entire thought here. Isaiah 45, verse number 18. This finishes the thought for you. I don't usually go into this depth because most of the people that are here understand. They've been with me a while, but we do have a lot of new people today. So 45:18, the earth was not created in vain. The earth was created not in vain. What does in vain mean? Well, let's go to 45:18 in the original Hebrew. If it's going to let me, I don't know why it's being difficult with me. 45. Well, we'll just go to interlinear, then we'll go to 45. Sometimes it's a little wonky, but it's the greatest program out there, I believe, for doing what we're doing. So 45:18, the earth was not created in vain. What does in vain mean? He created it not in vain. Recognize that word tohu? The earth was not created formless, in confusion, unreality, and empty. The world was not created tohu, yet in Genesis chapter 2, we see, or in Genesis chapter 1, verse number 2, what do we see? We see that the earth is tohu. So Jeremiah or Isaiah said it wasn't created tohu. In Genesis 1:2, it is tohu. And Isaiah tells us, or Jeremiah tells us in verse number 4, in chapter number 4, verse number 23 of his book, he tells us exactly how it became tohu, how the cities were destroyed, how the men were destroyed, how the fruitful place became destroyed, how the birds were gone. He makes it very clear it happened at the presence of the Lord by his fierce anger. So if we can set aside our preconceived notions, what we are able to see without any doubt is that initially, and I hope I'm sharing this with you, I'm not. My bad. Let me share that with you so you can see it. Jeremiah said it was broken down at the presence of the Lord and by his fierce anger. So putting our thoughts all together, the earth is created in perfection by the gods very properly. Isaiah confirms the fact that it was not created without form and void. Yet in Genesis chapter 1, verse number 2, we see it's without form and void and see that it was, or it became, without form and void. And Jeremiah finishes the thought by showing us that it was the actions of the God that we now call the Lord, the one that shall not be named, the rat bastard, so called because he was created without the consort of the male companion of Sophia, his mother. So he is very literally a rat bastard. And he destroyed the perfect earth. So you've got earth created by the Elohim, you've got earth destroyed by the Lord, and you've got reconstruction of the earth in Genesis chapter 1. Jeff, where in the world are you going with this? You've just torpedoed my entire theology in 10 minutes and 43 seconds. Well, in the beginning, the gods, male and female, gods and goddesses, created the heavens and the earth. The earth was perfect. Isaiah told us in chapter 45, it was not created in void or created in vain. It was created to be inhabited. It was perfect. Jeremiah saw it in verse 23, birds, fruitful place, men, cities, and then it became without form and void, darkness upon the face of the deep, Spirit of God hovering on the waters, at the rebellion, at the smashing, blowing of anger through his nostrils of the Lord. I believe, and I've proven to you many, many times that shows that he is a reptilian being. Yaldabaoth, the Lord of the Archons. It's all the same guy. So where are we getting to this, Jeff? Where are we getting to? That just sets the table for you. And then, and we're going to show you this in chapter 2 in Job, which is the oldest book of the Bible, the gods, the Elohim, of whom the Lord was a part, threw him out. They cast him out of the council of the Elohim. It's very clearly stated in the book of Job. I'll show that to you on chapter 2. And then what they do, they went back to work. They recreated. They recreated the planet. They put it back to its perfection. They put it back to its beautiful state. They recreated everything. And the summation of it all was that the Elohim saw everything that they had done, everything that they had made. And behold, it was very good. And included in that was us. Included in that creation was us. The Elohim said, let us make man in our image, after our likeness. So the gods created man in their image. In the image of God created they them. Male and female. Why male and female? Well, because the gods themselves were male and female. It makes perfect sense. So we were created in the image of the Elohim. So in a very real sense, and I'm not showing you this again, am I? Dang it. In a very real sense, we are baby Elohim. We are created in God's own image, male and female. And everything that God did and created was good. So if anyone tries to tell you that you were born with original sin, that you were created a dirty, rotten sinner, refer them to this verse. It says that you were created by the gods in their image, and you are not only good, my friends, but you're very good. Say that with me. I am very good. Say it again. I am very good. One more time with feeling. I am very good. Because the Elohim that created us say so. So who cares what religion says? The gods say that we were and are very good. So that gives you a picture of what happened. Gods came, don't know from where. We'll look at that. Created the heavens and the earth. It was beautiful, perfect, wonderful, splendid, excellent. For some odd reason, he that shall not be named, the rat bastard, rebels, destroys it. And he gets kicked out of the council of the Elohim. The Elohim fix everything up nice again, make it really good for us. Then they create us, but we weren't the first upright humanoid being created, but we're not going to talk about that today. What if I told you that the first upright created being in the earth that was fixed up by the Elohim was a upright serpentine reptilian race. I'll give you just a little peek. 420 or Genesis 1:21. And the gods created the great whales. Well, what in the world are the great whales? Well, let's take just a quick look. I know this is a detour, but I want you to be blown away. I want you to be wondering. I want you to say, wow, this is incredible stuff. He created the great. What's the word great? The word great means great, big, bitterly, but it also can mean marvelous, mighty, majestic, noble. In magnitude and extent, it just doesn't mean big. It means, wow, this thing is magnanimous. This thing is great. This thing is powerful. This thing is intense. This thing is important. This thing is distinguished. So they created something that was distinguished, great, not just big. They created something that was distinguished, and it was hataninum. And what is that? Oh, it's called a monster, from the same as tan. Oh, look at this. It's a serpent. And guess what? When Moses and Aaron were before Pharaoh, they threw down their rods. Guess what they became? Tan. What have you always thought they believed? Serpents. That's because the first thing that was created was an upright serpent. Just enough to make you decide if you really want to come back and listen to the rest of this. Just want to throw a little curveball at you and make you think, wow, what's going on? So they create the upright serpents. They create us. Everything is very good. And then look what happens in Genesis chapter 2. And notice in Genesis chapter 1, Elohim, 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 Elohim. Find the Lord in Genesis chapter 1. I'll wait. What? He's not there? That's right. The Lord is not seen in Genesis chapter 1, except in this destroying part here. He's not mentioned. Then we roll to Genesis chapter 2. And I want you to look at this. The heavens and the earth were finished. What's that mean? The heavens and the earth were finished. The heavens and the earth were finished. They were way kulu. What does that mean? They were finished. They were completed. They were at an end. They were accomplished. The heavens and the earth were finished. They were accomplished. How about that? And so God, the gods, the Elohim, what did they do? Let's go back and look at it in the English first. What did the gods do? Earth was finished. Earth was done. Earth was over. They had completed their work. So on the seventh day, the Elohim ended their work and they rested. What does that mean? They ended their work and they rested. Well, let's go right to it. We saw it was finished. They were done. And we are talking about the Elohim. They were done. And God, the Elohim again, the male and female gods and goddesses, what did they do? They ended. They finished. They came to a complete end. And then what did they do? They rested. They rested. What does rest mean? Cease and desist. Have you ever received a cease and desist order in the mail? What do? You stop and you stop now. They ceased. They desisted. They stopped. They put an end to. They were done. They were done. From how much of their work? Part of their work? Some of their work? Most of their work? Almost all of their work? No. They stopped from what? All their work. All. The whole. They stopped working. They ceased. They desisted. They stopped working. And watch this. Genesis 2:3. They created a memorial because they were done. They were done from all their work. They were done from all their work. The Elohim were finished. The Elohim stopped. The Elohim ceased and desisted. Everything was done. Ladies and gentlemen, they ceased, they desisted, they stopped. They were gone gods. They were done. They stopped, they finished, their work was over. Gone gods. And I'll wait while you find where it says that the Elohim started working again. I'll wait. Find where the Elohim stopped resting. I'll wait. Find where the Elohim are active on the scene again. I'll wait. You won't find it, friends. You won't find it. The Elohim stopped, they ceased, they desisted. Ladies and gentlemen, for all intents and purposes, they're gone. I talked to you about this last week. They're gone. Well, why aren't the Elohim doing anything about the death and the torture and the bloodshed and the warfare and the wrecking of the planet? Why won't the gods do anything? Why won't the Elohim do anything? Why won't they do anything? Why won't they help us? Have you not been reading? Have you not been following along? They finished everything. They completed everything. They put everything together. And it was very good. And they created us in their image. They gave us their authority. Oh, I'm not showing you it again. Oh. What did that? Why won't they help us? Well, look what they did. They finished everything. They made it perfect. Everything they did, they put it all together. And it was very good. They created us in their image. After their likeness. They gave us their authority. And then they left. So the question isn't, why won't the Elohim do anything? Why won't God do anything? The question is, why won't you? Why haven't you? Why haven't we done anything to fix this place up? We're the baby Elohims. We're the ones created in their image. We're the ones created in their likeness. It's like my son. If I was to take my son, I got 3 kids, son, daughter, daughter. It's like me buying them each homes. It's like me filling their refrigerators with food. It's like me putting a trust fund for all 3 of them. Giving them car, giving them house, giving them clothing, giving them everything they need, and then just, okay, guys, go for it. But where's Dad? Who's going to wash the clothes? Who's going to mow the grass? Who's going to daddy? What do I do? That's what you sound like. God, help me. Why won't you do something? And you know what? The gods got a little bit sick and tired of it at one point too. The Elohim got a little sick and tired of listening to us whine at one point. And they had a response for us as well. They had a response for us. And what they said was this. They said to us, they heard us crying. They heard us whining. They heard us complaining. Why won't you do anything? The Elohim stands in the congregation of the Elohim and judges among the Elohim. And he said, the Elohim say, why are you complaining to me? Why are you judging unjustly? Why are you complaining to me? Why are you accepting the wicked? Why are you complaining to me? Why aren't you defending the poor and fatherless? Why are you complaining to me? Why aren't you doing justice to the afflicted and the needy? Why are you complaining to me? Why aren't you ridding yourselves out of the hand of the wicked? I told you you're gods. I told you you're children of the Most High. And yet you die and faint and fall and cry like men, mere men. Get off your dead butts and get to work because it's yours. You inherited it. I'm not washing your clothes for you. I'm not mowing your lawn for you. I'm not putting gas in your car for you. I gave you the house. I gave you the lawn. I gave you the car. Franklin Webb, they said they split. They quit. They ceased. They desisted. When's the last time you saw a God show up? I'll wait. Oh, you haven't seen a God? Maybe it's because they're gone. The gods are gone. They equipped us. They empowered us. They've given us everything we need to exercise the dominion and authority they gave us. But I'm waiting for God to come back and save me. It's going to be a long wait, cousin. Going to be a long, long wait, because guess what? You're like Delta Dawn. Remember that old song, Delta Dawn? Tanya Tucker? Delta Dawn, what's that flower you have on? Could it be a faded rose from days gone by? Delta Dawn, every day she'd walk downtown with a suitcase in her hand, waiting for a mysterious dark-haired man that was going to come back and save her. And guess what? He never came. And the gods that you're waiting for ain't coming back. I got news for you. Your ship's not coming in. You got to swim out and meet it. No one's coming back to save you. No God, no Soylent Jesus, no plastic Jesus, no blue avian bird people are coming back to save you. No aliens are coming back to save you. No one's coming back to save you. The Elohim gave you and I everything we need to turn this place around, to exercise our dominion and our authority as Elohim and make this thing work. That's why I'm saying it's high time for us to go to the gods, but the gods are gone. Well, who are these other gods? Now we got another question. Jeff, you're saying that you want to go to the other gods and say, hey, the rat bastard's doing a lousy job. He's a terrible husbandman in the vineyard, and we need to get rid of him. But who are you going to go to, Jeff, if the gods are gone? Oh, seems like there's a hierarchy involved here. Seems like there's an almighty God, an inexpressible one. Seems like there's Sophia and her consort. Seems like there's the Elohim. Seems like there might be some demigods. Seems like there might be us. Wow. Wow. If you're looking for somebody to pull you out of the ditch, you're out of luck. That's right. You mean, Jeff, we got to do this ourselves? Dude, they gave you everything. They gave me everything. And they're sitting around just waiting. How long is it going to take these lazy fools to get up and get going? Chapter 2, we're going to talk about that hierarchy, the inexpressible God, which is male and female, Sophia and her consort, the Elohim, the demigods, the gods in training, you and I. You and I. So what do? You and I need to get with those demigods, remove that fallen Elohim, do the work that the Elohim gave us to do, and then Sophia and her consort and the inexpressible one will say, they're getting their act together. Maybe it's time to move them on. Maybe it's time to move them on. And into the chat room we go. Let's see how much abuse I'm taking today, because, you know, I'm just here to yell at other people and say stupid things, and I'm ugly and my mom dresses me funny. If you don't believe me, you can find it on other websites. You know, there's actually anti-Jeff websites now, which I think is super cool, because that means, bam, we are in the true business, brothers and sisters, and cousin, business is a booming. If everybody thinks you're a great guy, then you're not doing much, because Christ said that you're not much of a cowboy if you're not taking a few arrows. Well, he actually said that beware when every man speaks well of you. Elena Green, Elena is addicted to our shows. It's a positive addiction, Elena. Don't worry. I've always wondered, where did the gods go? Where did they go? Well, I'm convinced that ones like Zeus, the demigods, have had their worship, their praise blockaded by the rat bastard. Without the praise, without the worship, they're forgotten, they're without power. That's why we can go to them and say, hey, look, Zeus, bro, the rat bastard has blockaded your praise. He's blockaded your worship. You're dying. Why don't you work with us to evict him? Or let's have a talk with him and say, look, man, you're doing a lousy job. Do you want to resign, or do you want to be evicted? Jeff did get a new mic. Thank you. The question I'd like answered is, from whence came the gods or Elohim? From somewhere else. That's all we're going to talk about that now. The reality has to be solved before we can accept a new reality. Can we trust them? Only one way to find out. Jeremiah might have been speaking prophetically. Yeah, he might have spoke with exact specificity to the exact situation, but he might have been speaking prophetically. Somebody might be trying to wiggle their way around some doctrine they've already believed. Somebody might not be reading things objectively. Somebody might be trying to fill and keep their doctrinal hobby horse upright. I'm just saying. Spun my head. I'm in the head spinning business, and cousin, business is a booming. Hello, my friend, and no one has told you, you're doing a fantastic job. Definitely enjoying your shows and learning from you. You know what, Mother Nature, thank you very much, because I usually I don't get much of that, and I appreciate that. Sometimes you need to hear it, and I appreciate it. Ola from Miami, May of Gold. Cindy is the bomb. When we come face to face with he that shall not be named, and tell him to take his sociopathic self and get out of my way. I agree. Thank you, Neo JB74. I am very good. Yes, you are. That's what you were talking about. Perfect. Whales are gorgeous creatures. We're not talking about whales, though. We're talking about majestic serpents. I have read The 12th Planet. The divining rods are here. But this isn't about divining rods at this moment. I'm going to try this again. Sophia paid greatly for her misdeed. Herein lies the balance, female and male. Yaldabaoth has forever resented his mother. I don't know what you're trying again, but Sophia did incarnate in Lilith. Her time of correction was ended with the last full solar eclipse, and we've got now male and female divinity shining down on us like never before. And we've got a great 7-year period between now and the next full solar eclipse to really get done all we can get done. Enochian sex magic on the Sabbath. I hate to bust your bubble, but it's the Roman Catholic Sabbath, so I hope the sex was at least good. Were the Elohims the one who were grieved at what they created and started the flood? Great question, Melanie Davis. If you read that chapter, that whole thing, and I think it's in Genesis 3, 4, 5, or 6. All you have to do is read. It says it was the Lord. He doesn't even show up until 2:6 when he makes these mud bodies, cons us into them. It was the Lord that was upset at what he created, because they were doing what? They were all going back to worship the Elohim. Did they cease to exist? No, they're still there. They're just watching. They're waiting. They're like the parent saying, how long is it going to take this kid to get his act together? How long is it going to take this girl to get her act together? I gave her everything. How long is it going to take her to figure it out? That's what they're doing. He that shall not be named is the beast in Revelation. Absolutely. Yahweh stole one of the Adam. Nah, I don't buy that, Shaina. I mean, I respect your opinion, but I say nay. I like what you're doing, Jeff. We need people like you to be public. Thank you. You and Rex and all the others, stay exactly the way you are. It's working. Thank you, Franklin. I appreciate that very much. 2 compliments in one day. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. And you know what? I think there might be another group of people even below us that have the Elohim within us. There might be another group of humanity that is like the Lulu. I think that's the right term. A soulless, mindless worker. I think. This is not what I don't know what you mean by that. God's away on business. No, they told you about it in the parable of the tenants. They set up a nice vineyard. They went on a long journey. They just said, okay, here you go. They're not MIA. It's part of the plan. They're expecting us to do what they empowered us and equipped us to do. Tag, we're it. Absolutely, Shaina. I agree with you 100%. They set us up with everything. We just need to grow up spiritually now. Exactly, Carmen. It wasn't Helen Reddy. It was Tanya Tucker, Delta Dawn. I'm not so sure about that. Well, stick around, and we'll get you dialed up. The bluebirds. Go after those bluebirds with a wrench. I got to tell you, folks, I still cannot believe that in 2017, October 15th, 9:32 a.m. Eastern time, that there's grown adults that believe that bluebirds have the message of redemption for humanity. And if we only listen to these bluebirds, everything's going to be all right. Have we really fallen to the place? See, that's what happens when your parents give you everything and you sit around and you're so lazy that you don't even want to mow your own grass, that you don't even want to wipe your own nose. You thought I was going to say something else, didn't you? Then you start, well, if daddy's not going to do it for me, maybe a blibbly little blue bird will come down and do it for me. A blue bird smiling at me. Where is that blue bird to help me? No birds. Get those birds out of my face. Do you think the Elohim are inhabitants of Planet 9, which is supposedly coming? No, I don't. We are the gods. Hey, Jeff. Whoops. I lost it. I got to go up here again and find it. Sorry. Boop, boop, boop. Where is it? Wow, there's a lot of questions in here today. I like it. I like it a lot. Hey, Jeff, why is my God is you account blocked? Because it is. You should stick with this. This is what you're good at. Thank you, I think. They left us the ones to stay. I think I agree with you, Avishai LeVay. All we need to do is experience what we should and go back to the all. Sophia's consort was herself. No. Don't see, this is one of the mistakes we make. We've been so long in hyper male spirituality, which is a mistake. We've been so long in hyper male that it creates mistakes like this. want to go all the way back to hyper female. Sophia's consort was not herself. Sophia is the feminine organic light. There's a masculine. And is he organic dark? Wow, there's a thought for you. It takes the male and the female. Isn't that right, Rooney? Yeah. It takes the male and the female. Going full bore, hardcore, all female is just as bad as going full bore, hardcore, all male. We need balance. That's why we had the solar eclipse, the female moon, the male sun, boom, right together. Now we're getting it like we never had before. Full feminine, full masculine. Don't fall into the trap of saying, oh, all we need is Sophia. Wrong. Bad. Not a good way to go. It's just going from the frying pan into the fire, period. I don't think the Elohim went anywhere. You're right, Michael. They didn't go anywhere. They are looking at us right now. They are. They're watching us. From Denver. He needed a severance package. I'm with you, bro. Thank you, George. I'm really glad I found your videos. I'm really glad you found our videos, Misty. A lot of new people in the chat room tonight. Welcome to you, one and all. I really am a harmless little fuzzball. I really am a happy-go-lucky, nice guy, but I do get impassioned because we've been spinning our wheels for far too long, and it's time for us to get it going on. Didn't Christ say that we could do the same miracles as him and more? Did he? Let's see. Christ said, the things that I do, you will do. And even greater things will you do. And remember when Hurricane Irma was a Category 5, almost the first Category 6 ever in history, and we decided that we could do greater things than Christ did, and we started speaking to that storm at 11 minutes after the hour, every hour. And we started that when it was Category 6, and I'm convinced that George Norrie listens to this show or has people that listen to the show that give him advice, and he did the same thing with the coast-to-coast audience. Long story short, our intention as Elohim, when we started mowing our own grass and wiping our own nose, by the time that storm hit me, it was nothing but another summer thunderstorm. And I'm sorry that people got hurt along the way. I'm sorry that we weren't better. I'm sorry that we weren't able to stop it in its tracks, but man. So yeah, we can do what Christ did. Christ said to the storm, peace be still. He shut it right down. We said, peace be still. It took a while. We got it down, but we're learning. But at least we're learning. At least we're trying. Who would have been audacious enough to even think about attempting that 10 years ago, 20 years ago? We're starting to do what we're supposed to do. We're starting to grow like we're supposed to grow. We're starting to be who we're supposed to be. And we don't need any bluebirds. Again, bluebirds, are you serious? I've had people yelling at me, how can you say that the blue avians aren't real? Oh, my goodness. Jonathan Nesbitt spent today red-pilling Pentecostals at his dad's church. I am proud of you, Jonathan Nesbitt. Salute. How about if I had some of these bands right here that were camouflaged that said Gospel Truth Army? How about that? Still trying to figure out where to begin with your videos. Here's what you do, Misty. Let's show you real quick because I get asked this a lot. So we're gonna look at something. We're gonna digress. If you have to go, I understand. If you got to watch football, I know how important football is compared to your eternal destiny. So I can understand why you really want to go watch football. I get it. Am I being a little facetious? Just a little. Some people say I can be a jerk. They're probably right. They're probably right. But here's my channel. I've got it on dark set because I don't like all the light. So here's the channel. You come in, you see the channel. Oh, look, Jeff is live right now with Gone Gods. So here's the best way to use this channel, Misty. You look here. Here's the current ones that I've done. This was this morning with Wayne. This is right now. This was last night. We were talking astrology. Had a surprise guest, the lovely and talented Heidi Vandenberg, best in the world at what she does, Vedic astrology. If you want to see all the rest of the recent stuff, here's the bluebirds. Leave the blue. How stupid are you? Yeah, I am kind of a jerk sometimes. Am I trying to provoke people? You bet I am. Because, Jeff, why do you have to put on there, how stupid are you? That's mean. I mean, it makes people be upset. Well, you know what? The fact of the matter is that some of these people are so asleep, the only way you can get any reaction out of them is to slap them across the face. And what I want someone to say, wow, this is great information, or I'd like to throat punch this dude. I want to move him to some action. The last thing I want him to say is, that was okay. I guarantee you this. You will never listen to the Christian whistleblower, your friendly neighborhood, harmless little fuzzball Christian whistleblower. You will never listen to anything I say or do and say, that was okay. You'll either be like, I love this. This is fantastic. You'd be like, that guy is an antichrist. He's the devil himself. I want to throat punch him. I want to knock him down. I want to kick him. I want to stomp him into a bloody mass of steamy flesh, greasy spot on the ground. I want one of those too, because that I can work with. If you're really, really mad or really, really glad, the divine can work with you because it gets you moving. But if you're just sitting there, oh man, I don't care. That's what I don't want. So yeah, am I a little provocatory sometimes? Yes. Okay. So here's how you use this channel. Sorry. If you want to watch the recent stuff, good, here it is. But here's what you want to do. You want to go down here. The basics. I say start here. This is the basic information that the original message of the Christ has been co-opted and replaced with a fear and guilt-based control matrix. Okay. Create yourself. How to create yourself and build the life you love. Is the New Testament now corrupted? Did you know today's New Testament's been intentionally corrupted? The books are intentionally and purposely out of chronological order, hiding and distorting the true purpose. Is Paul a false apostle? Is the Lord who we think he is? Jesus' fallacies from Bethlehem to the second coming, blood sacrifice and saviors, demystifying the book of Revelation. I used to have paranormal on here too, but this is the best place to start. Go through these things. Look at these things. These are the basics. These are the things. This is the bread and butter of what I am here to show you. So that's how you use the Jeffrey Daugherty Show, Gospel Truth, Christian Whistleblower website. And if you want to go to my website, that's my YouTube. If you want to go to my website, just click right there. There's my website. Books, shirts. And here again are all those false Apostle Paul, New Testament corruption. It's meant to get you the information you need. If you want LIFETRACK analysis, repair, tarot readings, cosmic initiation, palm reading, entity cleansing, divining rods, whatever you want, that's how you use this channel. That's the best way to use this channel. Somebody says, all he wants to do is show us. Well, somebody asked me a question, so I gave him an answer. And if you don't want to listen to this YouTube, it's just like the TV. You can change channels really easy. All righty. No abuse, passionately engaged. We're created like the Elohim. Absolutely. The Lulu were created with different DNA to keep I think there might be a Lulu underneath us, Avishai LeVay. Got to do some more work on it. I think that there might be. Not all of those gods were actual deities. They're statues of flesh and blood. Shaina, I love you. I like the way you throw out ideas, but I don't always agree with you. And this is one of those times. I don't know what this means. It's 9:32 p.m. Didn't you already get timed out, Bonsai? There's a lot of grown adults who tune in to hear Corey talk about his entourage. What are those people thinking, Melanie Davis? Corey's the bluebird guy, right? Sorry, it jumped on me again. Leak Project, the man, the myth, the legend, is in the house, or at least was in the house. Good to see you, Rex. Rex is the hardest working man on YouTube. I'm probably the second hardest working man on YouTube. And Rex has all the news covered, all the breaking events covered. Check him out. Subscribe to his channel. Leak Project. Rex Bear. And his grandma makes one hell of a sandwich. I'm just saying. I'm telling you, she makes one hell of a sandwich. Okay, there I am. It was a joke, Neo. I was trying to make a joke because you expected me to say that, but I said no, so it was really funny. I liked it. First time I saw you was with Heidi Vandenberg. I like the angle you see the Bible and things from. Thank you, Rune Star Dragon. I appreciate you. I love me some Heidi Vandenberg. She's the best in the world at what she does. Love being on the show with her. Bluebirds are going to save us from talking snakes and magic apples. Jonathan Nesbitt, I like you. Bluebirds fly away and please don't come back. We got some bird shot ready for them bluebirds. Seems like most people don't even want to admit the grass needs mowed, much less do the work. That's right. People are waiting for somebody to do the work for them. We need to find the balance between male and female. Absolutely. Jeff, you're the first person to help me make sense of the Bible. Thank you for your bravery and authenticity. You know what? It's just me doing what I do. And it's guys like Rex that help empower guys like me to do it, because Rex helped me grow this channel. I mean, it's not big yet, but it was even smaller when Rex reached out. And that's what he does. He mentors people. He helps people. And maybe a little bit of a man crush on Rex, just a little, but I'll quit talking about him. But I just want you to go to Rex's channel and would you just look at it? Just look at it. All righty. Some of you think that I'm absolutely crazy, but that's okay. Jeff is a giant ball of testosterone tonight. You can't ever hear that too much in your life, I've found out. Jeff, the bush is balanced. I'm not sure what that means, but oh, now come on now, Neo. That's inappropriate. I love me some George. George is a good guy. He's had me on, I don't know, 7, 8, 9, 10 times. So don't slam George on here, please. I love George Norrie. I love what he does. Just because he doesn't do it the way you think you should do it, that you would do it. George is good. I love me some George Norrie. You think the Elohim are sovereign, individual, free will beings, or do they function to carry out the directions of the all? I think it's a hierarchy. And I think above the Elohim, you've got the inexpressible one, probably Sophia and her consort, and then you've got the Elohim. So they do answer, but the whole idea, I'm convinced the whole idea is that the inexpressible one is trying to train Sophia and her consort to be like him. Sophia and her consort are trying to teach the Elohim to be like them. The Elohim are trying to teach us to be like them. And maybe we are to have somebody that we're supposed to be trying to teach like us. What did the great American philosophers Bill and Ted say? Be excellent to each other. Help a brother out. Help a sister out. We don't need trinkets either or spells. I use some stuff that you would call trinkets. I use some stuff that you would call spells. I am a spiritual pragmatist. If it works, I will use it as long as it doesn't violate somebody else's intention. Thank you, Kevin Lund. Tawny, I tell you what, Tawny has some great insight. She says, this isn't the first time. If we are sovereign, if we are divine, if we are free, and we're created in their image, then they must be divine. They must be sovereign. They must be free. That's what you call Socratic logic. And it's been around for thousands of years because it's a very profound and effective way to think. Salute to you, Tawny Hendricks. That's a great way to think right there. We did downgrade that hurricane. Pat yourself on the back. It's a sorry dog that won't wag his own tail or her own tail. every now and then. Have I asked the Rudes if the blue avians are real? Yes, I have. They're not real. I think the blue avians, or however the hell you say it, I don't care who they are. I think the blue birds are a profit-driven creation that their creators made up to make a little money. And they've probably become tulpae, which is more than one tulpa. They probably become thought forms because you get so many. I'm sorry, but I can't think of a more appropriate word than stupid. You got so many stupid grown people praying to bluebirds, talking to bluebirds, imagining bluebirds. That, guess what? There really are bluebird thought forms right now. Do I have that? Do I have that? Oh, I don't want to show. Go to my Facebook, and I got a bluebird post on there. That's awesome. Boo NFL spoiled brats. I have to second that. Get off your power trip. Davey's on a power trip? If there's any insulting to be done in this room, I'll do it. Most Geminis are jerks. What is that? How do you get slapped? What do you mean, Rex? Sometimes getting slapped isn't a bad thing, is it? Oh, did I say that? Or did I just think it? Leak Project. Do you make reference to Jeff in way of Nick Nolte? Rex, I don't know what you mean. How do I get slapped? I get slapped. People, you know how it is. These idiots on the feed saying stupid stuff to you and, making videos about you. Rex, you know all about getting slapped. You get slapped way more than I do. Thanks for digressing on my behalf. You're welcome, Misty. Jeez. Carmen's down under. Amanda B's down under. We got several people down under. Let's be the change we want to see. Absolutely. Oh, man, Rooney just blew up the place in here in the litter box. Whew. Just watched season 3, episode 1 of Mr. Robot. I'll have to check that one out, Rex. I watched American Gods at your behest. Jeff, send me a shirt, dude. What shirt do you want, bro? Autographed. An autographed shirt. Oh, that's hilarious. Michael, come on, bro. It's a family show. Laugh out loud, you're not a jerk. Well, maybe. Toxoplasma opportunity. I'm not sure what that means, Rex. Come on now. Family channel. Let's keep it at least somewhat clean. Sorry, I keep missing this. All the best people are crazy. Oh, stop it, says Rex. I'm a shapeshifter. Just look at it. Who else is in here feeling like something is slowly sucking the life out of us? I'm not sure how to take that. I found you through Coast to Coast. Thank you, Tanhawk Group. I do love George. I really do. Rex is the man. Rex is the man, the myth, the legend. I only try to be a pale reflection of the blazing star that is Rex, the legend. Have a good day. Stay safe. Awesome, Phyllis. Same to you, Tawny. A sorry dog doesn't whack his own tail. Heidi brought it up the other night. The rods never lie. The rods never lie. I've never seen them lie yet. But sometimes the rods don't make any sense. Like back during that hurricane, I mean, Rex was showing us the data that says this sucker is bad. This sucker's hardcore. Heidi was showing us the charts that said this thing is bad. It's going to be hardcore. And yeah, here's the rod saying, no, it's not going to hit Tampa. No, it's not going to hit Tampa. No, it's not going to hit Tampa. And I got to tell you, I was doubting. I'm like, man, all the data, all the astrology, it all says it. But somehow, man, you can employ that Christ intention and change even facts and things that should be. Which brings up the point, we changed the hurricane, and plus I always forget to give credit where credit is due. Not only did we start the intention thing, not only did George Norrie do it, but I must give full credit to the Marshmallow Man that was employed by the Leak Project to go out and do whatever Marshmallow Men do to stop hurricanes. So the Leak Project was very much involved in that as well. And let's face it, we've got maybe 8,000. Rex got 150. George has the millions. So you know who was bringing up the caboose on that train. I was just happy to be on it. I thought the bluebird was Jesus. Jesus probably is a bluebird, Rex. Jesus probably is a bluebird. Giant Smurfs. That's true, Kay. I like slaps. Yeah, every now and then, we... Oh, my. Me too, coast to coast. The bluebirds get to me. I found you through Rex Jeff. A lot of people did. You guys realize that Rex really isn't in Grandma's garage, right? That's just a joke. That is just a joke. Okay. Hello. Okay, I think I'm working my way through. I know that some say, why does he read all these? Because I really appreciate you guys. Cat fungus. Yeah. Trust me, there's like a big green cloud. I tell you what, Rex, if Beelzebub was in there, he would be dead right now. If Beelzebub were here, it would just knock him out, knock him straight down. Trust me, my eyes are watering. Townsend Music. I'm not sure that I know who you are yet, bro, but I'm certainly open to having you on the show. We'll talk about it. Jacob Israel. I think he was just on Rex's show. I'll have to check him out. That's one that I did not get to see. Rex has a power in his voice. He does divine harmony. Rex is the next George Norrie. Rex and George are different. They both have a really good way about them, and they're just different. And that's the way it works. Things go around. We all are here to do what we all are here to do. All right, folks. We worked all the way through the comments. I appreciate you being here. I salute you for seeking truth. Subscribe to Leak Project. Subscribe to Channel 27. Subscribe to R. Wayne Steiger. Subscribe to C. Ransom DJ. Jeff is the next Norrie. I appreciate Rex being in the house. And, we really are working together. It's much better when we build each other up than when we try to tear each other down. But remember, folks, if you don't remember anything else, there's no original sin. You got the spark of divinity within. Amanda is so naughty, but in a good way. You got the spark of divinity within. That's why we love one another. That's why we're excellent to each other. And, folks, the world, it's time for you to decide. Has the world gone crazy or have you? I'm here to help you decide which and what to do after that. It all starts with unindoctrinating yourself. And in order to do that, you've got to stay fearless, my friends. Rex Bear, Leak Project, Heidi Vandenberg, Channel 27, R. Wayne Steiger, C. Ransom DJ. Let's get this thing going on. We're in the life-changing business, and cousin, business is a booming.